everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. We're exploring the Holiday 2016 Stampin' Up! Catalog again, and I'm going to show you how to create an easy and elegant card using the stamp set called Frosted Medallions. This is what the card looks like, and I'm going to show you how to easily tip the edges so that you have something that coordinates with the sentiment. The sentiment is done in rich raspberry, but the center of the medallion is done in sweet sugar plum with the outside tipped in rich raspberry. And then we have some gorgeous new glitter ribbon, always an exciting favorite to see in our catalogs. And then on the inside, we have the second generation image stamped from the snowflake along with the sentiment. Now I do want to mention that the Frosted Medallion stamp set is actually more of a New Year's Eve stamp set or a New Year's stamp set. But this particular sentiment, this is a time of joy, a time for love and cheer, a time for making memories to last throughout the year. That can also work for Christmas. We would just need a Christmas sentiment on the front, which actually doesn't really happen in this stamp set. So then I went exploring through all of my holiday stamp sets, and I found this one from the Tin of Tags stamp set. And there was a couple here that actually would work, and I decided to use this one because it says spread some Christmas cheer, which is kind of neat because cheer is also included in the inside sentiment. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to recreate this card. We are going to start by bringing in our stamp mat, and then this is our Whisper White panel that we'll be doing our stamping on. This is 3.5 inches by 5 inches, and the reason we need the mat is because our Tin of Tags is a photopolymer set. So we're going to stamp that image first. So let me remove this tag here. And we are going to ink that up with the rich raspberry. And the reason I like to use the stamp mat is it will help us get a little better image than we would if we wouldn't have the stamp mat. So I just inked it up with rich raspberry and I gave it a good press, and there we have it. And now we're going to go ahead and stamp our medallion. So our medallion is going to be inked up with sweet sugar plum. So I'm just going to ink that up, and then we're going to tip our edges. And the way I did that is I took one of the uninked Stampin' spots. Stampin' Up! Sells these in packs of 5. This is what it looks like without ink. And then I just took my re-inker and I just inked up this little uninked spot with rich raspberry. This is a nice size for tipping, so we're just going to go around the edges with the rich raspberry, just tipping it like that, and then we can go ahead and stamp this image right onto our card. Give that a nice press, and voila. Look at how pretty that is. I want to bring it up to the camera so you can see just how gorgeous that tipping of the medallion is. And now we're going to add some washi tape. So the washi tape that I chose to add to this card is from the Playful Palette washi tape set. And this also coordinates with the Painter's Palette stamp set and the Playful Palette 6x6 Designer Series paper. So we're just going to lay this down on the left side of the card, give it a little tear off, and then we're going to put our second layer right here next to it. And I think it's kind of fun to line up the lines. See what I did here? So the lines look like they kind of extend all the way across. And then we're just going to fold under these edges, just like so. And now we're ready to go ahead and put this panel onto our 4 by 5.25 inch piece of sweet sugar plum. To do that, I'm just going to use some snail, and we'll just add some snail here along the back, and then we can set this along the right hand side so that the top, the bottom, and the right edge are all even. You'll notice there's a little gap here because that is where I'm going to put that luscious glitter ribbon. It comes as a combo. You get 5 yards of sweet sugar plum, and then you get 5 yards of the silver. and it's just beautiful, ever so sparkly and so flexible and fun to work with. But we're just going to do a strip today, so I'm just going to set this here and then just trim off about what we need, and then I'll go ahead and tape it around on my card. All right, so I have it taped to the back of the card. Now I'm just going to set this aside because we need to work with our base card. Our base card is thick Whisper White. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So let me go ahead and fold along the fold line. I'm going to use my bone folder, give that a good press so it will lie flat for me while I work with it. And we're going to go ahead and stamp that inside snowflake. So now we're going to take this image that already was stamped once, and we're going to stamp the second generation right back here. And we're going to give that a good press, and it's beautiful. You can see how perfectly light and gorgeous that is. And then we're just going to take the sentiment and ink that up with rich razzleberry, and we'll stamp that right through the center. And you can see how nice and vibrant that turned out. So there's the inside panel completed. Now let's go ahead and we're just going to add some multi-purpose liquid glue to this panel, and then we're going to glue that onto the front of our card. So we'll set this right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some basic rhinestones, and I have a few right here. We're going to use the 4mm size and put that right in the center. And then I'm going to take, see, this is the rope rhinestone. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can take your scissors and just cut between these ropes like so, and then that turns these all into individual rhinestones that you can use on your project. So I'm just going to take each individual rhinestone and place it all around on these little flowers on the medallion. All right, and we have our rhinestones in place. Look at how gorgeous that is. Well, maybe in the camera it doesn't show up as well, but in real life it's just wonderfully sparkly. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial today. This is the card I've just created. This is the card I had done in advance. Thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. If you need a demonstrator or you need someone to mail you the Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog, please contact me. You can find a way to place orders or to contact me at www.stampingtoshare.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.